All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the Way to a Great Marriage cast. And we are going to have LaRonda, and I'm Tony.
Hello.
LaRonda is going to read one of Miss Omi's songs that she wrote years ago. That Omi is LaRonda's mother, and so this is dedicated to her.
The song is called Glory, Glory, and it was written September the 5th of 94. I don't know the music to it, so I'm just going to read it. Glory, glory to the King of Kings. Glory, glory, he's my everything. Glory, glory to his holy name. Glory, glory, he's always the same. That was the chorus. When I need a comforter, he is always there. He's my friend, my Lord and King. He dries up every tear. He takes away the cloudy day and makes the sun shine in. Glory, hallelujah, he forgives me of my sins. All glory to his precious name, who shed his blood for me. He gave his life so I could live throughout eternity. I'll always proclaim his wonderful name. With joy, my soul overflows. One day, he'll call his children home into his peaceful fold. Glory, glory to the King of Kings. Glory, glory, he's my everything. Glory, glory to his holy name. Glory, glory, he's always the same. I love it. Thank you, Lord, for giving Mom these songs.
Okay.
Lay down, Annabelle. Lay down.
I've got Annabelle.
Annabelle underneath the chair.
Underneath my feet here.
Annabelle, lay down. Lay down. Thank you, Annabelle. Lay down. Yeah.
Okay.
She's so sweet, you all. How you doing, girl? You sure?
So tonight's topic is sexual purity begins with a commitment.
True.
Well, a lot of people have a hang up about I read the book, Love is a Choice, and you had trouble with it, wrapping your brain around it to begin with.
I did. I don't now, but I did.
But really, you could say that love is a commitment.
Absolutely.
Rather than an emotion.
Or a choice.
Well, that's what it is. Love is a choice, is what the name of the book is.
Yeah.
And so because when you've lost that loving feeling, you've lost that
loving feeling. You've lost that loving feeling, now it's gone. No,
not too much of it. We might get a copyright on it.
That's true.
But anyway.
I can't do the whoa.
But anyway, we, that's the problem, is couples, they get married, after a few years, they, wake up with a stranger in the house and they think, well, it's the feeling's gone and so am I, and that's the way that it goes. Or that if you have a commitment, or if you made a choice to love this person for your lifetime, then hey Terry.
Hi Terry.
Then you are you're living off that choice, that commitment, and so that's the first thing that I notice here. By the way, finally today, Rick Warren posted the article for what he's been preaching over the last 2 or 3 days on Daily Hope. It must mean he's getting ready to finish up that series on sexual purity and start another one. But this article is written by Rick Warren. It's from the Building My Life on Values That Last. You can only be pure by following God's standards. In Psalms 119:9, you said we don't read any verses.
No, I said we need to. We need to.
Well, here's one. Psalms 119, verse 9. How can a young person stay on the path of purity? By living according to your word. Is it possible in the 20th century to live a sexually pure life?
I think so. Yeah.
That's what been saying in 1 Corinthians chapter 6. Listen to J. Vernon McGee through the Bible. I started in Genesis, and he's talking about their sexual purity as Christians there, because they lived in a very sexual promiscuous place. There was over 1,000 temple prostitutes there in Corinth.
Oh, wow.
And they were even having trouble with in the church having sexual perversion. In fact, one of the guys was living with his mother.
I remember
which was
that.
Probably more likely his stepmother, but still the Gentiles. Today we may say, oh, that's no big deal. We see that on Jerry Springer every day. Yeah. But back then the Gentiles were even a little turned off by it. So, but so if the Corinthians in that atmosphere where prostitution was rampant and legal, and you saw it on every street corner, could stay pure, then so can we. Or it's illegal here.
It's illegal, but you can literally, like, maybe not in person, but you can be on social media and get the same effect out of it.
To refrain from sex before marriage and stay faithful during marriage. So is it possible to refrain from sex before marriage and stay faithful during marriage?
I think it's very possible if you make a commitment, and two, as a young person, and I'm speaking 20 years old even, if you make a commitment to God that you will not, I know I'm watching Annabelle eat popcorn off of the cabinet.
She's not eating my hard drive.
Yes. Yeah, she is. Okay. She's okay. I wish you all could see it. It's funny.
Just don't swallow my hard drive.
Okay? Yeah.
But anyway, the Charlie and Pat, my personal preacher, Dean, their oldest daughter, Sarah, her and her husband didn't even kiss until their day of their marriage, and Joel of King and Country, he didn't kiss his wife, and so.
Well, what if she couldn't kiss good? I'm kidding. I'm joking. I had to make a funny.
That was the reason Moses gave for divorce.
Yeah.
She doesn't kiss good. I want a divorce.
She don't kiss good.
She can't cook good, or she has a scar on her belly that I couldn't see, or on her face because she's wearing a habaj.
Yeah.
But no.
I was just making this deal. What'd Terry say? I know she'd get a giggle out of that.
Let's see. Also, if you are in the will of the Lord and marrying a like-minded Christian.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I read Psalms 119:9. I'm going to read it again. To be sexually pure in the 20th century, or any century, you'll need a standard to live by. You can either build your standard by yourself or choose God's standard. It's one of the things I liked when I was listening to on PragerU, that the lady who wrote Domestic Extremist, the book, and has the blog. One of the things she said is that the Bible is like a shortcut to raising kids, because then you don't have to come up with all these rules. You've already got all these.
You got it in the Bible.
You've already got all these rules that the kids can follow. If they have never kissed, then they won't know good kisser from a bad.
You're right, Terry.
Well, yeah. If they've
never ever kissed
anybody before, they won't know if they're a good kisser.
No, they won't have a clue.
Yeah. Anyway, we won't go there. I have a story, but we're not going to.
Okay.
You must decide whether God knows more about what's best for your life than you do. God says several things in His Word that aren't popularly when it comes to sex. Why does He say those things? He knows more about sex than you do. He also understands the implications far better than you do. You have to decide that even when you don't understand it, you don't like it, and when it's not popular, you're going to do what God's word says, regardless of what you think or what your friends think.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
I think you're going to do it. I mean, I would want to do it regardless of what one of my friends think. I'm old, I'm an older woman, but no, I would want to do what God wants me to do. What about you?
Yeah. I thought this was good. That's the reason I'm reading it.
It's very good.
I'm allowing you to comment. You're the one that likes to talk.
Oh, but you're a good talker.
Until you're willing to make that kind of commitment, you're not ready to be pure in an unpure world. You can only be pure by following God's standard. God thought up sex. It was His idea, but he did put a few parameters around it. His standards has never changed. It's very clear, regardless of opinion polls or anything else. And that's one of the things that Jay Vernon brought up in his commentary on 1 Corinthians chapter 6 was he had this couple that came to him and wanted to do ministry, and they weren't married; they were living together. He said, "Well, you go get married first, and then come back and talk to me." This was late '60s, early '70s. I guess they had the same problem. Listening to him, they had the same problems then that we've got today.
Absolutely.
And that living together is taken so lightly. And so sex is far more than physical. It is a spiritual act with physical, social, legal, and emotional consequences. If sex were just physical, it'd be like a handshake. It wouldn't matter who you had sex with, but sex is more than physical. I remember Rick Warren saying he had to really think about how to say some of these things.
Yeah, I agree with him.
That's the reason a lot of people don't talk about this is because it's really difficult.
It's very hard
to talk about.
Yeah, it is very hard.
The Bible makes it clear that sex is exclusively reserved for a husband and a wife who are committed to one another in marriage. Anything outside of that, like sex before marriage and sex outside of marriage, will have profound consequences on your emotions and your spiritual life, and it may even physically harm you. Of course, he didn't mention the legal, which he had up here. He said legal also. He didn't mention down here, but anyway, God's standards are in our best interest. If you want to live by them and avoid all the negative consequences that come from living outside of them, it starts with a commitment. Okay. That's where the word marriage came in. Okay. Question 1. Why is it important to make a commitment to God's standard of sexual purity before you get into a situation where you are tempted?
Well, if you've made your mind up and say, as an 18-year-old, you go out on a date and you've made your mind up, you're going to stay pure for God. What are you laughing at? Did Terry say something else?
I'm laughing at you because you're always coming up with me. Hey, sexy, would you like to go out? And I'm like, I don't think my wife would appreciate that.
I'm like, maybe she won't mind.
Oh, yes, you would.
Yes, you would. But no, if you make a commitment.
I laugh at you and you don't even know.
Yes, I do. I do. He laughs at me all the
Well, I
time.
mean, you're not around. And I'm
Oh.
laughing at you.
Well, you got to keep things lively, So, no, I mean, once you make a commitment to God, and I've broke commitments to God before and have felt really bad about it. And wouldn't you rather keep the commitment to God as to have the awful feelings about yourself? So if you make a commitment to God, I am not going to be sexual before marriage, then keep it. Keep it. Wear a ring on your finger to remind yourself of it, because it's not worth it. It's not worth your mental, especially if you're a born again Christian and you love Jesus. It's not good for mental stability. And if those of you are out there that are young, listen to me. I'm an older person, and keep your commitment to God, because you will never, that's one thing you will never regret. Ever in your life will you regret keeping a commitment to God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 2.
Did Terry say something?
No,
Okay.
not since the last one.
I can't see it.
Why is it important to make a commitment to God's standard of sexual purity before you get into a situation where you are tempted?
You already said that one. That's what we just answered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Now I'm back.
Rewind.
No, fast forward.
Fast forward.
What is it about society that makes it even harder to turn away from sexual temptation?
Shoot. I mean, my goodness, you can't watch a commercial without a naked woman on it eating a hamburger, from Hardee's. They had to take that one off.
They had to take it off?
They had to take it off.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean.
I never saw him.
It was, yeah, I did. I saw it. And then.
I haven't had TV in, I don't know.
Well, it's been a few years ago.
16 years?
I put that one up, up there. But no, it's easy. It's on Facebook. It's on Snapchat. It's on commercials on regular TV. You can't turn your TV on without somebody having sex on it. So it makes it hard for young people as well as adults.
Okay. Terry said a Christian's body is the temple of the Lord.
That's right, Terry.
I think it's in Corinthians. I probably haven't got there yet. It's probably in chapter 7. Is that to be with a prostitute is to bring in the Holy Spirit,
in that sexual
relation. Know you not that it's more than just the physical. It's spiritual and emotional. It's everything. And so
if that happens, does that take part of your spirituality away, or do you think about it more, or what?
Well, no, you're bringing in a spiritual element to that. That's not a good
I never
idea.
thought of it like that. Yeah.
Right.
So stuff like that's dangerous to me.
Now, one of the things you didn't mention was I have I don't know was it you? We're at a checkout. And you turned around all the magazines.
Yeah, that was me.
You can't go out. You can't check out at Walmart.
You can't check out Walmart without
not seeing a half-naked woman.
Half-naked woman up here down there with a G-string on.
As you walk down, or like you said, that woman at the movie theater the other night. I didn't see her, but she was just wearing a bra.
This woman. We went to see a kids movie, and this woman had a pair of blue jeans on, with a jacket opened up and just a bra on. So I went up to her and I said, is that just a bra you've got on? And she laughed. She thought that, yeah. I said, where's your shirt, girlfriend? And her and her little buddy she looked like she's about 20, just went outside just laughing. She had a bra on, you all. It wasn't a half top no, it was a bra.
Well,
and she was proud of it.
What about you told me about, I'm never with you when this happens.
I know, Braden was.
I guess you're a lot bolder when I'm not.
In Walmart, you mean?
The girl that had her shorts pulled up.
Her shorts was pulled up, and I'm chubby, but this girl was 350 pounds if she was a pound, and you could see both of her. Let me see how here I am. Both of her cheeks as she was walking up the aisle. Big girl, you all, big girl. And I just tapped her on the shoulder because I wasn't being rude, I wasn't being mean. Somebody has not taught her well. She doesn't probably have a Christian person saying, don't do this. And maybe she does and she laughs at them. Who knows? But I said, baby, I can see both of your cheeks. I'm walking behind you. And Braden said, Goggy, she could have punched you in the nose. And I was like, but she didn't, you all. She pulled her shorts down, and her friends started laughing at her. And I said, sweetheart, what are you laughing at? I can see every single bit of your cleavage, almost down to your private parts down here. You need to pull your shirt up. And I promise you all, from the bottom of my heart, I wasn't being judgmental or condemning them. I just wanted to let them know that really wasn't acceptable in Walmart. And you know what? She pulled up her blouse, and I met them several times down the aisle, and they would smile. They didn't giggle. They didn't talk about me. I think they really appreciated it.
That reminded me of the state rep at Celebrate Recovery at the summit for a teenage daughter.
Oh boy!
I
also talked with her. Yeah, she was beautiful, beautiful young girl, and had shorts on, showing things she shouldn't show. And I said, baby, listen, you're not dressed appropriate for a Celebrate Recovery summit. I said, there's people here with hurts, hang-ups, and habits that you are not helping out. And I said, you may want to cover up when you come back tomorrow. And she had a pair of pants on the next day. She listened. I think she appreciated it. She loved me. She followed me around everywhere I went after that.
Well, you said that you may not understand that you're telling men that that's all you are.
That's all you are. You're telling men
sex object.
All you are is for them to look at. And you're more than that. That's what I said. I said, baby, you're more than that. You're beautiful.
I wasn't there when she said it. Like I said, she does this one.
It just happens. I don't know. But you know what?
I heard about it later.
She appreciated it. So did her mama. Her mama was there. She appreciated
really?
it. She said,
I didn't know her mom found out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She did. I don't hide anything. What's the use, They ain't no use in hiding nothing. So
yeah, you don't do that.
No, I don't hide nothing.
That's the reason sometimes I wonder if you're on the extrovert side. But anyway,
I am. I'm an extrovert.
Well, that would make you okay. And so and then I learned a long time ago you can't even watch a PG rated movie without there's some sort of even my favorite movie of all time, It's a Wonderful Life. There is, even in cartoons, there's sexual in G-rated cartoons.
There is.
I went to my sponsor one time, and he said they have to put that in there to make it interesting for the adults to watch. It was Wreck-It Ralph. They had this one character was in like a bustier, and she was I expected her to bring out a whip at
yes,
moment
yes,
and fix it, whatever his name was.
Yes,
and whip him.
We never knew what was going to happen.
But this was a PG movie.
Kids movie, cartoon.
Yeah, and so Wonderful Life. There's innuendo whenever they get into the hydrangea bush.
Yeah.
And George once said, a very interesting situation. Here.
Yes.
I've never been
She's
in this
naked
before.
in
What
the
do I
hydrangea
do?
bush.
I'm going to tell the police. Well, they might be on my side. But anyway, I've seen it too many times. But we have sexual innuendos everywhere, and that's one of the things. I had a preacher. One of my preachers. He said he had trouble watching the Bachelor.
Oh
because
yeah.
you had or
Oh gosh, yeah.
or some of these shows that
The Bachelor had naked women on it.
Well, most of these shows depict promiscuous sex.
It did.
And that sort of thing. And so, and we were talking. I don't know. As long as I don't divulge who it was,
right.
I guess it's not a breach of confidence. But music can cause you to think that it's okay to be promiscuous.
Absolutely.
And so.
There's some bad music out there.
Right. Well, and most of it's country.
A lot of country. Oh well, no, the rock's pretty hard stuff.
We're probably talking about country.
Yeah, we're talking about.
We're not probably talking about rap or hard rock or anything like that.
Because it is, but country really leads you that way too. But this is hard. We have not been on this subject before. We've never done this.
Well, I thought we did.
Just a tiny bit.
We talked about cheating how to.
You did, but I mean, this is like
infidelity.
Yeah, but this is different.
We looked at it on the other side.
We did. We looked at it on the other side. Coin. Yeah.
And then, what are some of the consequences of sexual sin?
Oh my goodness! You might lose a marriage. You can get a disease. Turn your children against you if later on in life, if you have children, and there's lots of consequences.
The consequences of all sin, no matter what the sin
no matter what it
is death and bondage. And so, you could either wind up in jail or you can wind up dead.
Yep.
Or both.
Or both. Yeah, that's for sure.
There's a lot of jealous husbands out there with 45s.
Right.
9mm.
Exactly. When there's not only husbands, there's crazy women.
Yeah, that's true.
Lunatics.
They want to be a black widow. They'll slit your throat.
Yep, exactly.
That's what is it Proverbs 5. Her bed leads down to
Hades.
To Hades.
Yes.
And
a woman with a look about her.
I can't remember how it goes. That's
we read
the
it.
Testimony of the souls that she's taken
down with her.
And something like that.
She'll take you into the depths of Hades.
Right.
It's terrible.
And that's why we read Braden a proverb every night, or especially when school's going.
When school's on, yeah.
And so whenever he has a bedtime,
it warns you what not to do. Hey, young man, if you're not so and so, then this will happen. It warns them. Could be young man or young woman, really.
Now, he goes into more depth. Like I said, Rick Warren's been on his Daily Hope talking about this for about 3 days now. It was Friday. No, this is Thursday. Okay, I thought it was so he may have been doing it for more than that. I thought he did. I thought he did it Friday, Monday, Tuesday.
So that'd be
Wednesday,
5.
Thursday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's had a whole series on this, and so if you know how to, I know how to look up his past messages. It's a little difficult, but you can check out his Daily Hope.
Well, don't you think he's on the subject because it is running rampant? I mean, we're talking 9-year-olds, you all, are having sex. 9 years old. How is that possible? I cannot believe it, but it's possible. 12-year-olds getting 9-year-olds pregnant. I'm like, no. But we don't talk about it. We brush it under the table. And that's the reason he's doing it, I think.
Yeah, it's a scary subject for preachers. Like I said, he had to come up with he was talking about sex education, how that was basically teaching you how to
Yeah,
put this on that whenever that you put it in this.
that's true. And that's
is
what
all
they're
that
teaching.
is all that sex education does.
Yes. And,
Right.
and they're teaching it to little children, little babies. They're not teaching it to 16-year-olds and their babies too, but they're teaching it to tiny kids. It's breaking my heart. You know, it really is. My granddaughter's 9, and she's only 3 inches shorter than me. And, you know, and she will look more than her age too soon. You know, it worries me about her. And it worries me about children in general, but this is a hard subject for me. It's very hard for me to talk about this. I mean, I can talk about anything, but this kind of stuff is.
I'm sorry. This is a trigger for you.
No.
And
not
I was
trigger.
wondering tonight if some of them were talking about. I talked a little bit about shame and guilt. If they were talking about their past,
Right.
And
a lot of people think that too.
And so
They feel shame and guilt with inventory
because of what they were promiscuous in their past,
but God forgives that.
Haven't dealt with it.
Yeah, they haven't dealt with it. They've not forgiven themselves and have probably asked God to forgive them. But you've got to learn to forgive yourself.
I had one person tell me one time that they were the prostitute at the well. She wasn't a prostitute, but the woman at the well.
At the well, yeah. They've been married 5 times and living with her husband, but living with one.
Living with the guy she's not married to.
Back then, you all, isn't that something? Been married 5 times, the woman at the well, and then living with a man. So she went straight home and told him to pack his stuff. Get out of town, buddy.
I think she went into the Lord first.
She might have went into the Lord and got married. How's that?
Yeah.
We'll say that.
We'll have a happy ending.
We'll have a happy ending to that. We'll have a Hallmark ending. She led him to the Lord.
They had a fight first.
Oh, yeah.
You have to have a devastating breakup.
Yeah.
And it looks like they'll never get back together first.
But then she leads him to the Lord.
And then whenever he's getting ready to leave town
back to his hometown.
Back to his hometown, he stops in into her coffee shop.
Yes.
And they make up. And
she gives him a cupcake and gets her Bible out and leads him to the Lord, and they get married. That's Hallmark. I love Hallmark.
They need to give me to write for Hallmark. I call it women born.
Yeah, it's not. It's just the same old every time. Well, they never do show sex on Hallmark.
Well, yeah, but the reason I call it women porn is because it makes you think, oh, I wish my husband was like that.
I wish he would kiss me on the forehead and my hand and rub my hair.
So it causes more relational problems than anything else.
Not with a normal person, it wouldn't, but some people it would. It would definitely cause that. I said my dad was such a Hallmark guy, and he would
I'm not saying I don't like him. It's codependence oozing out of the TV screen onto the floor.
But now my dad was like
cry
that.
Every time I watch him.
He cries every time. But my dad, he was like that with my mom. He told her how beautiful she was every day, and she always felt it because he told her, you're beautiful, Oma. And of course she believed him because he was her husband. So, you can overdo the beautiful stuff, but hey guys, if you're out there, tell your wife that she's beautiful.
And we had somebody make a comment to one of our posts. I think it was 35. That they loved it if only they had a man. If they were only married, they would have married. So.
I said somebody was
and then had a crying face. And so if you're watching, this is, you need to watch this before you get married, so
absolutely.
That you can learn how to have a great marriage before you start dating. Is what I
absolutely. This is for singles as well as married people. Singles, let's tell you what to do before you get married. Married people, if you're not doing what God wants you to do now within your marriage, start. There's always a starting place. If you've been married 20 years, there's a starting place. You know, I want to do better with my husband, or I want to do better with my wife. You know, does Terry say something else? See what it says. A Christian's body is the temple. Yeah, and I can't see Terry, so I didn't know. But you know, I love what Tony has read tonight, and it's
Well, I've enjoyed this series.
meant a lot. You know?
Yes, you enjoyed it too, didn't you?
Annabelle loved it. she looks up at us with her big old brown eyes. You can't help but reach down and pet her.
Okay, so we like, subscribe, comment, ask questions. We'll take up questions by next time.
Yep.
And hit the ding-a-ling.
Ding 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 notification so you know when we're coming on.
And
Did we say subscribe?
Yes.
Okay, subscribe.
So I think that's it.
Please come and be with us. We would love to have you. Single or married, either one.
Yes. And so.
I don't have Katie to pick her up and have her dance tonight.
Okay. With that, I say.
And though it's always sweet sorrow to part, you know you'll always remain in my heart. Good night, sleep tight, and as it dreams to you, here's a wish and a prayer that every dream comes true.
This is my part.
And now
till we meet again. Adios. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen.
Good night.